this Mass, this traditional Latin Mass, gives the sense very naturally that what we believe, what we really believe, is what we actually are living as we're praying. So this is what I want to say. It gives the sense that we do actually believe what we claim to believe. And you see that in the way that the setting takes place, and the way that you see the expression of the people that are there, versus, I remember the expression of the people that were there when I was growing up at my local parish celebrating the new Mass, and in many other circumstances that I've been in, versus the new Mass, which, let's face it, normally is done in such a way as to seem more like we're going through the motions of some sort of human production of people, and at worst, maybe even seems like a Broadway production, and that for some reason is stocked with people who feel like they have to be there but don't want to be, and don't really believe it is all real. So that's my experience and many others. And it's that the traditional Latin Mass is normally done in such a way that expresses the dignity, the gravitas, the seriousness, the reverence, the sensible transcendence that gives off the far greater impression that we are actually here to worship God, and everyone here actually believes it. We have lost young people not because we have not sufficiently watered down the faith and its demands in order to reach them where they're at. Where they're at is that they want to know that it's real, especially boys, especially young men. This was certainly my experience. I think of a quote from Blessed Pier Giorgio Frassati, who said, "To live without faith, without a heritage to defend," sometimes this is translated without a patrimony to defend, without battling constantly for truth, is not to live, but to get along. We must never just get along. And young men and boys, they need to understand that this is something that is true and worth giving their life for, and it is. So we ought to be living it in that way. And I'm sorry, I'll just say my experience in one who has believed the faith but just thought kind of all we have is this Mass, is the Novus Ordo. You kind of just try to find the most reverent one you can find. I've been doing that for a long time. And when you do that, yeah, you find the best one you can find with the most reverent priest leading the way that you can find. But you know, that is lacking something, and we can talk more about that. Some say finding, you know, a real strong sense of reverence in the Novus Ordo is kind of like finding a unicorn. It's that rare. We could talk about that some, but you just want to put this piece of data out there to show that, look, we have a real problem here, and that's the 29-year-old demographic. So those who are 21 through 29, 73% of them were attending Mass back in 1955. That dropped to 25% in 2017. It's probably even lower now. And so 73% 1955, 25% 2017. Obviously something in the way that we're presenting the faith to young people is not working. And I think we've tried awfully hard, sadly, in the witness that I've seen, of watering it down to try to meet young people where they're at. They want to know it's real.